Hello, and welcome to Reflections, episode 12. This is Draining Batteries, where we went to McKinney Falls State Park.
It's called Draining Batteries for a couple of reasons.
It's metaphorical, but also literal. Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. About to leave for McKinney Falls State Park, and it should be fun. This is our first two-nighter event.
By ourselves.
Well, by ourselves, kind of, although we do still have some friends meeting us there.
But they're not staying the night. They're just hanging out for a minute.
Yeah. So we'll have a full day on Saturday for the first time in the 2 months we've been doing this.
And it's only like 40 minutes away, so easy drive. Except for through Austin, so...
Through Austin at 5.
Yeah.
So this could be the biggest challenge we've had yet. And it could rain tonight.
30% chance.
30%. 20% last time. Chances are increasing now. The rain would probably be your last straw at this point in our adventures, because we've been traveling and doing this for how long? Like almost 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for one disastrous event that would just force us to go back home, and we may not leave again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Perfect. You ready?
Yeah. I'm gonna get a snack.
Oh, get snacks before you get hungry. Well, we made it to McKinney Falls. It's definitely different than most places we've been to, since it's really close to Austin, and Heather was scared for a second.
Well, we're not in it yet, so I'm still a little scared. I need to see the park and how naturey it is.
We haven't given it its scared as in...
I was worried that it wasn't far enough away. I knew that it was in Austin. And there are some really beautiful parts of Austin, like Silver Park and stuff. For me, these camping trips were it was really important for us to get away, and for me to feel kind of in the nature, and to disconnect from everything that was going on and stuff. And so I was as we were driving there, it was oh, this still feels pretty Austin-y, and so I wasn't convinced that it was going to be that I was going to feel like we were camping. Yeah,
there's no real transition as you're driving into McKinney Falls. It's the state park headquarters and all these buildings, and
yeah,
different.
Now there's even an apartment building you can see from the falls.
So,
but yeah,
it's in there.
It's different, yeah.
Still a state park though. Mm-hmm. We haven't given it its naturey rating yet. That could be a new thing. What's the naturey rating?
Well, I'm glad that she highlighted, because I usually spend about the first 10 minutes trying to figure out where the "you are here" spot is. Hello. Oh, maybe it is naturey.
It's a new term. I think we only use it in this video.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naturey. Mm-hmm. Trademark. Sure. Oh, it's definitely naturey.
Oh, that's still zoomed in. So, here we are at McKinney Falls. That's the camping area I think your chair is supposed to turn at.
Let me just turn around.
Okay. Oh, so I was right?
I didn't say you were wrong.
I was right with directions? That's super exciting. That never happens.
Ever. First time.
First time for everything.
First time since I've known you, actually, that you've been correct.
Okay.
Right about anything.
Let's not be dramatic here.
My feelings were hurt that I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole entire video sequence, you're going to just see us, like, we were finding our dynamic in certain balanced ways, but then this one, I think, it's called draining batteries, because when you go camping consistently all the time, you need to have really good chemistry, and we haven't found that just yet. And so you'll see, there are like, it's just interesting. This is very interesting to me.
Yeah, this was like our 10th camping trip in like 3 months.
Yeah.
And it like was our first, like, we had just started camping 3 months ago, so it was kind of like, yeah, our batteries were a little bit drained at this point.
A 5.
Make sure you're going only 5. Slower.
We found a 5.
I think we should go ahead and set up now before it gets dark.
Well, if there was ever a time to say we're here, it's now.
What? I think you were meaning like, now we're here. But I just did not even know what you were trying to get at.
I'm just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Look in the bag. Now remember the trick, because it probably will rain.
What's the trick?
Then make sure it's not.
I don't know what the trick was. I guess we'll never know. I think it was just like putting a tarp under your tent so it doesn't like get flooded, but you also need to kind of like put it in such a way where it doesn't
tuck it
pull
under.
up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if it's sticking out, then the water will pool
Exactly.
under your tent.
Yeah.
I think you might have said it's not sticking out, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
about that, so that's why I couldn't
Inaudible.
add
yeah.
the subtitles.
I might not have really known what I was talking about. I just like probably had read something and then I had told you about it and was hoping that you remembered what I had told you.
And no. Heather knows all the tricks to camping.
Well, I follow about 18 Facebook pages.
And if there was any place to get knowledge, it's Facebook.
No, there's so many ants though. This is a dangerous place to set up.
Oh, those are like baby ants.
But there's a lot of them. Did we set up somewhere else?
We can. We got, look at all this land ripe for the taking. If we're on top of the ants, that's better than in the tent with them. Yeah, I'm just no help.
Yeah, like eventually they will be in the tent with us.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of them. Yeah.
I'm just no help. I'll explain it as we go on, but
Yeah.
you just see what. Oh. There's a lot of ants. We're gonna look real silly out here to our peers.
Well, they don't know our story.
We're down to just a few ants over here. Enough we can fight them off. Hey, do you want to just go back?
Yeah.
Heather's over here complaining about all these ants, and she said she likes nature-y.
It's a little too naturey for me. Well, I don't like bug bites. It's not my favorite. Actually, I've already gotten one. Probably on the tarp. I'm just worried that they're like swarming over here too. You just don't see them as much. You know?
It's fine. I actually read on Facebook that ants go away if you throw down like candy and sugar. Like a circle of sugar around your tent. And they won't come in.
Just let me know when you're done joking and ready to help.
I just think I'm there for comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
But there's actual things to be done.
Yeah.
Editing this, I was so annoyed with myself. But then I was like, if I exclude this, that means I may not have learned the lesson because I'm wanting to avoid my little annoyances that I had. Yeah, it's like we've figured out now how to balance the setup, but I wanted to just document and record everything. But if I was recording stuff, I wasn't helping, and if I'm helping, then I'm not recording, which is the point. So that's like where I'm talking
Yeah.
about our dynamics just haven't.
Yeah, because I was
meshed.
like drained by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also,
It's less, but it's not as hard to watch because it's like we've since figured it out. But yeah, this
Yeah.
was kind of like a crossroads,
mm-hmm.
if you will.
I'm joking and ready to help. The tent smells like the dogs.
Oh man, it's sad.
It's sad, but also gross.
Okay. All right, we need to work together. It would be great if you got. Okay, so since you're doing that side, I want to go over here.
See, I mean, you know, on the other fun tent montages we've had, I think this is like the most frustration boiling. Because also, I mean, let's not forget there's life happening that we bring into camping.
Yep.
We bring ourselves everywhere we go, as you said before. But this is kind of as 2020 lingered on and we were trying to make it through that. I think this was becoming more the escape, but you really can't escape your self.
Yeah.
And that's what started happening because it wasn't like, oh, there's ants here. Oh, there's just little minor frustrations that just add up that you see in this video. And it
Yeah.
might rain. We don't remember the method of protecting ourselves from the rain. I don't think we have the rain fly
I don't know.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, because the rain fly we have for this tent was bad.
It just wouldn't cover all the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're still gonna get some rain.
Yeah. So it's a lot of tension mounting, as far as I can tell through the footage.
That one. Go hammer that one in.
Because I set up the camera to record me hammering that one stake in, and then you're like, no.
This one I'm still putting in. Go hammer in the ones that need to be hammered.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm
'Cause you're
prioritizing too much the camera.
You're prioritizing the camera stuff, and then I'm like, okay, but like we need to be like the logistical stuff. Yeah.
But I think deep down I know that once I set the camera down, it's like, oh, let's just go without the camera stuff once or twice. That would be such a relief that we wouldn't bring it again.
Yeah. That's
You know,
right.
That's what I was
And then that
thinking.
part of it would be dead, and that wasn't. Yeah. What like.
The point of it, that's the point, though, is documenting this. So
Yeah.
it's just complicated right now.
It's a relaxing night. Well, we got a fire going. We just had some delicious hot dogs. We actually have some friends here visiting. They're in Austin for a wedding. Life is good right now. I was talking earlier and I was saying how weird it was to be at work and then as a reflex put on a mask. But then you go camping, you can still sit around the campfire at night and enjoy life, enjoy nature. Because that part hasn't changed. And that's why we're doing what we're doing.
I mean, it's not to make a video about every state park in Texas. That's what I've been hearing this whole time. I think I'm saying the consistency of the even though nature is unpredictable, it's still consistently like there. It follows laws of itself, you know. Like it's you can always rely on it being like, yes, there's ants, but at least I know you know how to like work around certain things.
Well, and like it was COVID, so you were literally talking about like having to put on masks.
Literally, yeah.
You know, at work and stuff, but then also like sometimes it can feel like you're having to put on a, you know, figurative mask in some of those types of places as well. Like we're all pretending out here or something for whatever reason. Like we're not being honest with ourselves, and like at this point, ourselves included. You know what I mean? As you can see in like our energies. But then like when you're in nature, it can like help you reconnect with like yourself and be honest with yourself, you know. So
That's pretty good. It's a good interpretation of what I was saying.
yeah.
Like I said, that's why we're doing what we're doing, but it wasn't really a definite answer of, you know,
Yeah.
what, yeah.
Have to make coffee before Heather murders me.
I'm harmless.
I don't know if that's true.
What'd you do with the attachment thing?
It's in one of them buckets.
Can you do it like this?
I screwed it in upside down.
Oh, so I was like redoing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was prioritizing recording it and I just screwed it in for the shot. Yeah. That's the little things about this you don't really notice, but it's because I'm the one telling the story in this whatever I capture footage, you know. And
Yeah.
but I'm being really annoying right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That pose I just did, looking at like lighting the, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just all too much camera stuff, but there's really basic things you have to take care of camping. Because I took the lighter to make coffee, but I never actually started making coffee. And then you're like, well, now we have to light this
Yeah.
grill, and I put it somewhere else.
It is funny because, like, yeah, like, I remember this, like, version of you, and, yeah, I still loved you, but you were, yeah, like, infuriating sometimes. Just, like, that version of me was pretty,
Harmless?
harsh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And this is a part of, I mean, this one's a rough one to have to include everything for me. Like that was what took me a minute to know what to include. It's like, well, this seems very slow and drawn out and boring, but I'm also in the video itself. The feeling is you have to kind of sit in it with us because it's like things don't feel quite
Right?
correct in the, not meshing well. And here you'll see that you bring me the coffee pot.
Heather will be giving this a high nature-y rating. So I think today will of course be...
Ooh.
What? Uh-oh. Lots of ants.
I mean, it's not like crazy, but I would like them to go away.
What's for breakfast? What?
Tacos.
What's your favorite thing about camping?
Getting away. I like hiking. Like, that's my favorite. That's why I was like, maybe I'll like.
Getting away was first, but then the real answer. I think that's what we needed to do first, was what we were saying earlier, like get away, be alone,
And then figure it out.
be alone.
Yeah.
You know, gather our bearings, I guess. But it's just difficult to do that, and McKinney Falls is a very good representative of that because it is so loud and noisy, and like there's just things happening, and so you're not really away.
Right, and that's like what I was like, oh, I don't think we got far enough away. Like, this is like, at this point, it was like, this is not doing it for me. Like, I'm not starting to feel that calm, you know, that I had felt at other places. And so I was like, oh no, I needed this weekend and it's not working. Yeah.
But because you do like hiking first, but it has to be somewhere
Yeah.
away first.
To get away.
That's why I was like, maybe I'll like camping because I love hiking and being outdoors in that way. So might as well spend the night, right?
Best thing about being out here. Sorry, I meant to point at the tacos. So Heather asked, what is there to do here?
It's because you said ew. I think I was like, oh, never mind. Because I was trying to be like, you're taking care of things, you're doing good, and appreciate you, but you're like, I'm not taking a compliment from you right now. Because I have been I don't even know if I even made coffee at any point in this. Yeah.
So Heather asked, what is there to do here? The truth is, I don't really know. I didn't do any of my research. We really need to check out McKinney Falls during the daytime. So we went there at night. And it wasn't as cool as it could be, I feel.
Yeah. Well, you can only see as far as your
So before all these trips, you would do all the research as well on what trails and what cool things there are to see and do. And and this time you were like, I don't have the mental load needs to be shared a little bit more in the planning process, because you're the video guy. So what would you like to video?
Right, yeah.
But then we get there and I'm like, well, it's the falls.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I like put that on you. I asked you to do that, and then you like didn't do it. And so I was like, okay, cool.
Yep. That's trust. You know, how are you supposed to trust anybody? You can't trust them with coffee or planning. Yeah. Well, we did go there with Chris and Janelle, our friends, that night, and I just showed this part.
Ooh, when we were at Pedernales, I found a snake and I almost died.
Wow.
Watch your step. Watch it.
I'm watching.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The waterfall. Okay. Thank you.
True beauty lies in things that you can actually see.
That's funny. There's a little Pedernales reference there.
Yeah.
But I can't do a flashback within a flashback, so then that's why I didn't show the snake from Pedernales.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember. And this is something that we'll need to talk about here. What I say
True
next.
beauty lies in things that you can actually see. How do you know something's beautiful if you can't even see it? How do you know?
Well, I feel like
What,
visually impaired people can still see beauty in things. They just see it with a different sense.
see it with their mind. Leaves coming in.
So how do you know if these videos, this whole point of this is beautiful if you can't see it? And you're like, well, like I feel like we're talking inversely to what's actually going on, because I can't I'm saying, how do you know if it's beautiful if you can't see it? But I'm like, oh, I haven't made a video, and I literally say, see it with their mind, and then I just, oh, there's those beautiful leaves over there right after that. I'm thinking too much into this, but also it's what's happening in our lives at this point, because you haven't seen anything from all these videos, and we've been doing it for a couple of months.
Yeah, but I'm like, you still know
Yes.
that it's beautiful. I'm still annoyed at you, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is still making an impact for me, even even if you hadn't made anything yet.
That's what's weird, is it kind of crosses the different things that we're like trying to do in our lives here. But yeah, but at this, like, when I first heard me say that, I was like, well, there are beautiful things that you can't see. What am I talking about? And I'm like, oh, but I haven't done it yet at this point.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear that from me.
Yeah.
It's weird. This is weird.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, I forgot there's a time you didn't like understand that.
Yeah. But all this whole thing is an expression of the vision that this person had, which is the same me, right? But I still didn't, even though it's annoying and it was frustrating, and it still found a way to make its way into the world without us murdering each other or, ending our relationship or anything.
Yeah.
Because, this is just an added stress at this point. It's not anything that can be pointed at like it is now anyways. Okay, thanks. Thanks for listening. What's all this?
Eggs and cilantro.
It's raining just a smidge, so we're gonna go ahead and pack up some things. It hasn't really made up his mind, so we're getting kind of worried. Are you worried?
No.
Not worried. What?
And then my face.
Well, it's
Cut to my face.
it's because, like, I just want to go. Oh, hello, Cece. It's because I want to go to the falls really bad, but like we have to make breakfast, then we have to make coffee, and then we have to sit and enjoy the coffee.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna leave after we eat, but then it starts to kind of rain. So then why would we go if it's gonna rain? And so that's what we're doing here, is just sitting there waiting for the clouds to clear.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But then we're just sitting there, and that's why you're making this face, because it's like, what are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Say it.
Oh, well, this park is right by the airport, or an airport, so it takes away from the nature rating a little bit, because, you like hear planes all day and all night, so.
The nature rating is one of the most important ratings a state park can receive.
That footage I got just from a walk to the bathroom and back, because I was
Gotta get something.
I just wanted to get something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the sitting down and the talking, but but I don't know what else to do
Yeah.
yet.
It's also interesting because it's almost like we're like hating on McKinney Falls a little bit at this point.
It's us though.
But it's us. Yeah, because we've been back
That's great.
recently.
Yeah.
And we had a great time, and it was like just enough getting away, and we just like went off and explored some trails, and it was really, 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 really nice. I barely even remember not being impressed with McKinney Falls. You know what I mean? So it is interesting to see the difference. It's like the park didn't change. It was just like our perspective. Yeah. Can I help you?
What you doing? We're about to go hiking to the Great McKinney Falls. See it during the daytime. See what this is all about. See what the point of even coming here was.
I'm scared to turn the car.
Yeah. I almost didn't include that either. What the point of even coming here was. I'm missing it. I'm missing the point. Right there. Anyways, here's another thing that happens.
I'm scared to turn the car off.
We had our car die just a minute ago, and we had some nice people jump it for us, but we're afraid to turn it off because it may not ever turn on again. It did do this once before.
Also, while we were camping. This lighting, though,
Is it good?
looks pretty good, yeah.
So far this morning, we've had to jump our car because our battery died
Yeah, the green.
because headlights were on.
It's our last day here, and we are gonna go do some exploring down there.
We're taking a chance too because our car has died twice this morning. So we could have just drove home with it running, hoping, but we came here hoping it's charged up enough from driving around the park. And we're hoping for the best.
I mean, we just didn't want to miss out on the last couple hours we have here. So we're leaving something.
A lot of hope in that statement. But yeah, I didn't show that on the Pedernales video, but we have been twice at Pedernales. It died,
Yeah.
but we blamed it on the headlights that time. But then it happens again, and so we're like, oh no, this is like something wrong. I'm still trying to say it's not the batteries. You know, we just don't need to buy a new battery, but it's a problem that I'm ignoring to
Right.
take care of.
We haven't solved it.
Yeah.
And we're dealing with it again. Yeah, like we're ignoring some things.
We have here. So we're leaving something plugged in or doing something wrong. Right, Heather? We'll see. Heather won't come down here. I just don't think she's confident she can get up here. Was that graceful?
Oh yeah.
I will say a takeaway of McKinney Falls, the nature rating probably loses points because of its close proximity to Austin, which increases traffic and popularity.
There it is again. And we go down this path that last time we were there is now closed. I don't think you're allowed to go where we are now.
Yeah.
Because last time we were there, there's a little fence saying you're not allowed to go here. But I'm really glad that we were able to this
Yeah.
visit.
It helped turn things around a little bit.
Can you do it? You don't want to go? We found a nice little spot.
This spot is all quiet. We have the running water sound. It's all like shaded and there's a nice breeze. It's like, I would give this a nature-y rating, like this experience right here, like a 10.
that's when it thrives, when it hits the right spot, is when you're relaxed and I'm able to go around and get pretty stuff. But it's, we have to find it.
Find that, yeah.
But it's just when we sync up like that.
Yeah.
And everything is just working. It's reflected through the video and the footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, experiencing that like moment of peace, like laying by the water. That's still my favorite. I'll be happy if I'm just by some running water, and able to like sit down or lay down. Then I can be there for a while and be happy.
Yep. That was one of the first like instances where we actually got to, like, you chose to lay down and do that. I don't know. I remember this one being pretty significant. We've had other moments of pause before, but I think this one was good because it kind of broke through all the tension just for a second.
Yeah, like I could ignore the airplanes for a second. There weren't all the people around. It was like the first time at McKinney Falls that I was able to like shut things out and kind of get what I was looking for with like the calm and peace and being alone with your own thoughts and them not, and being able to manage them, But then I got
Do you want to turn around?
Well, I just don't know how much longer I have.
Until what?
Until I get too hungry and then there's no turning back and I'm in a sour mood. So.
Yeah, that's good looking out.
Yeah. Yep. Even it can be the most calm, peaceful, beautiful, naturey environment, but if I get too hungry, I become a different person, and it is what it is. You got to look out for that,
It's a basic need, though.
Yeah.
It's food, so
Yeah.
yeah. What'd you think of the falls?
It's quaint.
Quaint. But then we leave, go get lunch, and that was the lower McKinney Falls that we checked out, and then we were gonna go to the upper ones next here, which is a different vibe. Quaint. What'd you think of the upper McKinney Falls?
It was good. There were a lot of people.
Just different.
Yeah. Like my worst nightmare. Yeah. It's just that, that's just like too overstimulating for me. In any time usually, like really, but then when you're like in nature, that's just like not what you expect. But everyone deserves to be able to like enjoy, parks. Like that's what they're there for. That's their intention. But me personally, I like to be in more like secluded places if we can. So that was just like not my favorite thing. There was so much going on, like a wedding, like kids playing, like it was not because I think we were gonna be there for like sunset, and then I think we decided like this is not how I want to spend our sunset, and so we tried to go back to the lower falls because it was a little less hectic.
Yeah. It's just there's a longer walk from the parking lot to the lower McKinney Falls than because the parking lot for the upper is like right next to it, so it's just easy to access.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made it to back to the lower ones for sunset, but then here I start to for the sake of preserving this sunset, I get anxious. Insane. You get a sunset like that every day. By the time I get ready, it's gonna be gone.
It's like 5:34 when the sun sets. It's like 5:10 right now.
I want what's happening right now.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
This is our land.
All right. Are you sure this is the perfect angle?
Well, can we move that way?
I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing you. Can't unzip that zipper fast enough. Are you gonna do a time lapse?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a runaway.
Oh, you grab it?
Yeah. You gonna make it?
No.
So what's your thought process right now?
I don't know. Don't miss it, but I'm missing it by getting ready.
Well, hurry up.
Hush.
What would you do if you missed it?
Nothing.
Are we good? Are we gonna get it?
Yeah. I think. I'm gonna set up a second one.
Just to be safe.
Yeah, it makes me very happy because for my own internal fulfillment, I needed to prove to myself that I was able to do all of these things and steps while camping. It's like, okay, sunset, sunrise-ish,
Yeah.
Like I needed to just follow this very easy order of operations, and then I freak out whenever I'm like, I'm not even doing my part right. Where it's like, this is a very nice sunset, but I'm not even getting it because we planned to go here, and then there was just people everywhere, and now we're late, and
Yeah.
like that's what's happening. But then once I'm like, okay, I'll have enough,
Yeah.
then I'm happy.
Right,
Yeah.
and then your mood changes. Like you're easier to be around. Like after you figure it out.
Yeah.
My like getting hungry, and then if I'm fed, I'm like in a better mood. And then yours is like, as long as your camera stuff is all set up and you're getting the good shot, then your like mood is up and up. So if we have both those things, then there's like no stopping us,
Well, because in a similar way, I haven't really done nature time lapses all too often, and I'm still trying to figure out the best settings and the best way to do it and the best lenses and whatever I have. I don't know yet what the best way is, and you only get one chance because we're only camping a certain number of times.
Yeah.
But I feel like every sunset is like the last one that I'll ever potentially be able to get for some reason.
Yep.
Which is quite the way to live if you if you want to think that way. But yeah, it's good. You can see the good and bad in it,
Yeah.
I could be a little less anxious though, is the point.
Just to be safe.
Sunsets are the best.
Agreed.
Say goodbye to McKinney Falls for today. See, it's just pretty,
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I had the intensity to get it, the whatever willpower, you know, and you can always go about things a little more controls with emotional states, but
You were doing the best
yeah,
that you could with what you had at the time.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was nice. It
I
was
think
nice.
Everybody always is, you know?
I know there's just room for improvement all the time. Yeah.
For today. Zoom as much as you can.
Ooh.
Bye. Whoa. All right, Heather, load it up.
Okay.
'Cause
I don't know if you were joking or not.
well, I stopped recording, so
Oh,
I
okay.
assume
Yeah, that you helped.
I helped. Yeah, but it's, yeah. And it's like not a big thing, but like just stopping to record deer that you see all the time everywhere. We don't do that now, but back then it was like, oh my gosh, nature.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not that we have less appreciation for it now. It's just that I think I needed to show that I had appreciation for it.
Well, I was recording, so I was probably just trying to do my best because you were like, zoom in as much as you can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it might
That's
have just
true.
been that I was like, oh, should I get this?
Yeah. And then this.
Load it up.
Okay.
So we decided to go full on roughing it and get some Pizza Hut on our last night here at McKinney Falls.
I didn't feel like cooking, so I guess things out here aren't much different than they are at home.
I have to pause before this next part. But
Yeah, we got Pizza Hut. Well, I was like, okay, well, if we are in Austin camping, at least we could take a little bit advantage and like just go get food instead of cooking, because I'd like cooked all of our meals up until this point, except for the one time in Bastrop that we had to go get breakfast because we couldn't use charcoal.
it's true. And you have to pack for it's the first 2 nights without
Well, I think
friends.
I had dinner. Like I had something for us to make.
Oh.
But I was like, can we just get pizza? Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Draining batteries, as we
And
say.
then that was nice. Like I remember that evening being nice, just sitting. Because then all we had to do was sit by the fire and like eat our pizza. I didn't have to like cook and then clean it up. And then that evening I remember being a lot more like enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I needed to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I got this footage and then I just added some some tones behind it here.
Oh, I forgot about that. This is our breakfast this
Whoa.
morning. What was that all about?
I just feel that as we talk about this, there's still a growing aspect of you that is kind of uncertain about this whole thing. And you were just sitting at the fire doing that, and it was a cool shot for me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this looks cool. But then I have that footage, and I'm like, oh, this like can just be like, wait, it's
Kind of intense.
We seem pretty happy, and like you just said, like it was a relaxing afternoon, but still there's like there's something we're ignoring, you know, because
Yeah.
you can't go get Pizza Hut every time you go, but it was nice. I'm just saying, because then following that, the thing that we're ignoring shows up right here.
This is our breakfast this morning because
the battery was too low to even open the back door to get our food out. So
It's pretty early in the morning. The car died again, so
we decided that we're gonna walk to the bouldering rocks.
yeah, we don't need cars where we're going.
Looks like it's time for a new battery.
How was your sleep?
Till you said it.
Yeah. I was like, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I meant by the weird, like, oh, what's going on here? And it's like, we still aren't meshing
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know?
For a new battery.
How was your sleep?
Awful.
Why?
It was so windy and loud. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do in Big Bend because I know it's windy and loud there. So, yeah, I could not sleep.
I was gonna say, you better get used to it. Big Bend is the ultimate challenger. Us amateurs are gonna go there.
For Texas, it's the ultimate challenger.
Yeah, for Texas.
We think.
It's a nice guy.
We
At
haven't.
this point in our,
Well,
it
there's.
seemed like a big step for us.
Yeah.
That was upcoming, and yeah.
Keep in mind, our first time tent camping together was just a short while ago.
Yeah.
So then we're already going to go to Big Bend. It's kind of crazy to think about. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Texas.
It's a nice cabin. Is that what it used to look like? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And we have like one video that's like a breakdown, and then one video that like tells a story.
How do we miss this?
called it
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we were just talking.
brainstorming.
We were trying to think of like what we were doing with all this, probably so that we felt better about it too, and like on the same page. But then, yeah, it's funny. There's gonna be one video that's a breakdown and one that tells a story. And then here we are.
Whoa. Yeah. We were still trying to figure it out. But that's how the clip begins and like ends. It's not anything before this. I just started recording. I was like, oh, we're talking about it. Yeah. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun to hear that.
How do we miss this?
I don't know. Well, there's a thing down there.
Oh, maybe that's the trail it starts, but oh yeah.
What do I do with my hand?
This is from lack of research. I don't even know if this would have shown up on their website or not, but
Right.
because I didn't look it up. But there's all these
But
closed.
you were like, there's a bouldering rock trail or something, and I was like excited because that's like my favorite type of hiking. But then yeah, there was all these dead ends.
symbolic of what? Yeah, it's a literal thing that's happening.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's different is all. We're not on a trail anymore. I think we should go back. 'Cause I don't think this takes us back to the trail.
I do.
How long?
3.
But really.
I mean, Heather. We think I've been here.
We could go down there.
That's just us.
Yeah.
How we work.
Yeah. Because you're like getting us off trail. And I'm like, but how long? How long are we going to be off trail? Yeah.
I don't know. You think I've been here? We could go down there, start some bouldering. What do you say? Are you losing faith?
Maybe a little.
Never give up, never surrender.
It's a good thing I wore.
Losing faith. As in, I just think about it. Editing this, I just think about like in the whole everything.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, I don't know. I think that I realized that I liked doing it, but I don't know if I liked doing it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying
Yeah.
with all the video camera stuff and all
Yeah.
because it's like, well, obviously he's not gonna
I didn't
stop
yeah.
recording stuff.
I didn't like doing it in the way that we were doing it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 Seems silly.
Something needed to change.
It's a good thing I wore. Excuse me. Okay.
What were you gonna say?
Good thing I wore my boots.
Oh. Nothing?
Ethan.
How are we to know? Is this better?
Just when I was getting excited and trusting you.
The rock shelter is closed. So like the whole point of this hike, it said you can't go there.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, how are we to know? But then I have this
You could have done research.
I have this little look to the camera where I was like, oh, whoops. Yeah. How are we to know? Sick. Is this better?
Clearly, this is a better.
Oh.
Big baddies. Just
Yeah.
give me a boost. I could get on that tree, climb up that tree. You think I could?
You can do anything.
I don't know. I don't know if I could. A good spot on a tree.
Trying to escape.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm like thinking about how, because this is like, honestly, it's like before we figured out how to work together. Like, even though we've been together for like, I don't know, 6 years at this point, and we're married.
It's just different.
But we really didn't know how to like work together. Because then if you're like in charge of the path, then it's just kind of like chaos. And then if I'm in charge of the path, we're never even going to go because I have to plan everything. You know what I mean? And so like figuring out how that like works together that's how we got to where we are now. Yeah, but if we would have just kept doing this, it wouldn't have worked.
It's just a process. I don't know. It's I know why. This is the most obvious reason why it took 4 years to edit, because if I were to look back at this and it still be me,
Current, yeah.
yeah, then that's why it was so, probably like mentally painful to like go back and just be like, oh no, I am not
Yeah.
past this yet. Like I still haven't Googled anything or figured anything out.
Yeah, and then it'd
You
feel
know.
impossible to get through, probably, because you're like, it'd be something that you like realize, but then you don't even know like how to like overcome that yet.
That's literally what it was though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
So yeah, maybe like
Yeah.
unconsciously you were like avoiding going through the footage because you were like, I know I can't face this yet.
yep.
Spot on a tree.
We're back.
We're back to the Stone Ages.
Come on.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. We still have a dead battery.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess, yeah, it died. We said that. We died that morning. And then we still went on a hike. But then.
And it had died the day before that.
And then this time
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we like can't leave though today.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also it's a little crazy, yeah. But it's also like you can, because we've experienced kind of moments like this from here too, like I guess like recently, in between then and now, we've experienced more moments like this where it's like, yeah, are you gonna let this like stop you, or are you gonna like do what you came here to do and then solve the problem later? But the problem was that we hadn't solved this problem. Like, we should have already solved it before, between when we were at Pedernales and McKinney Falls. Like, that was the problem. The problem isn't just that we like decided to keep going at McKinney Falls, because even though we had a dead battery, like, yeah. Like, what do we do? Go home, get a new battery, and just like be home for the rest of the weekend? Like, we didn't need to do that.
Right.
Just like solve it when you get home, but you need to like solve it. Don't just let it keep going. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a problem at Palmetto, which is weird.
Oh yeah, weird. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess so.
Like,
yeah.
that's probably what lifted my, it was just a
We're good, yeah. I guess
weird
so, yeah.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. But then we look at the battery and there's like battery acid on the top of it. So,
Yeah. Probably should have checked that.
yeah.
Come on. I mean, this sucker's dead, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty dead.
No lights, nothing. So what did you do?
Because you keep charging your crap in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I had the audacity. What did you do?
Yeah, I guess it was my car, but
Oh, yeah, because we didn't have a marriage car yet. This
marriage car.
Well, this car was pre-marriage.
Yeah.
You bought,
Yeah.
But then there's like, it's different when you like do things when you're married, because,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah. But I do think it was from you like charging stuff.
I did charge things in the USB ports, as I remember
When the car was like off.
when the car was off, and it probably did something.
Yeah.
Yeah, park ranger came by, just helped. So
Yeah, jumped us.
embarrassing, but that's literally the last piece of footage I have from McKinney Falls. So
Yeah.
Without this.
For future Heather, this was your idea.
I'm sure I'll be so disappointed that you missed this moment.
See, Utah shopping, part 1.
and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
You're sick of it.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this is also like a teaser into like what we're getting into now, which like the next episodes will be about our trip to Zion. But yeah, I think you were like wanting to film us shopping like in the store.
Can't do
even
that.
though it was for Utah, like it was for our trip to Zion. I was like, no, that is like past the boundary that I've set for this, for myself at least. Like now we're going through stores with a camera. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Not good.
I was not having it. Yeah.
Well, it was okay when we bought the cooler back in the day, but that was like different because
I don't know how you. Yeah, I get.
You weren't as mad.
Yeah, that's true.
You weren't as frustrated with
That's true.
things.
Yeah.
I wasn't as because the first it was like, well, if you like made a video about the first thing and it made sense, then yeah, but you're starting to reject the idea of videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like I know I like camping now and like traveling, but like you have not convinced me that I like the video aspect of it at all. So like, can we just like keep doing that and not worry about the video stuff?
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was like, let's never go camping again. It's just like, can we just like go camping together and not worry about this because you're like not pulling your weight?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to figure out how to do both.
Yeah.
But
Right, because it was just as in, which I didn't like even know that at the time, you know, like how important it was for you to like make it work. Yeah.
yeah, it was because I needed something separate. I needed to create something on my own without any authority figure telling me what to make. But then I was like, well, how do you just make something? How do you just make something about yourself? Or how do you just make a video about nothing? Like, I have no idea in my head,
Yeah.
you know? And then I had this thought last night that life is the teacher and the videos are the lessons. But in order for me to know the lessons, I have to make the videos, you know? But like the things that happen to us in these videos are just life. You know, it's as small as ants or little rain or just people who exist in the world that we want to get away from, but you can't.
Or a dead battery.
Or a dead battery that we've ignored. And there's just a lot in this one.
Yeah.
But we have to either overcome that or not. And if I wasn't able to fix these issues that we kept popping up into, then I would never be able to learn my lesson and make the video about it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was talking about earlier when I was like, I couldn't face who
Yeah.
I was in these videos where I was like, man, you don't get it. Like, I want to reach through
Yeah.
and say, but then I'm like, well, without this person, you know,
Well, like tucking
without you in the
yeah.
past, I wouldn't exist now.
Right. Like, well, tucking your tail and like, yeah. Like letting that go would have probably not been good for you. Yeah.
No, well, because once you start something and you say you're serious about it to yourself, that's
Yeah.
one of the worst things you can do. I can do to myself is make yourself like a promise, and then never mind. I was just kidding about that. But it's like, well, the
Yeah.
you that wanted you to do it, it's
do that.
it's still in there, saying, why didn't you just do the thing that you said you would do? And I couldn't do that to myself, but it just is it takes a long time. It takes longer than you want it to take.
Yeah.
It will always take longer than
Yeah.
you want it to take, because that's the point, is you have to prove to yourself or life or whatever's going on, your environment,
That you mean it.
that you're serious about what you actually want to do, because it's nothing's going to be handed over and it's just going to be like, here's your LLC that you wanted, because like you have to think of everything about it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But that's why it's so important to me, because if I didn't share this, whatever you want to call it, in me, a light little, it's like a little lantern with a candle in it, you know, and you have to protect it, and you have to keep the glass polished. It's a lot of work. Keep it lit. But that being extinguished is, I don't want to know what that's like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's, how do you know something's beautiful if you can't see it? How do you know these videos are going to be good if I haven't made one?
Yeah.
You know? but you're like, but there is something beautiful within people who can't visually actually see. You know, they understand beauty, but just in a different way. And I'm like, oh, right. By the way, my dad, who also was introduced in the Pernalis perspectives, he works with people who live with visual impairments. And like, you know, they're allowed to, they don't need vision to exist and flourish in life.
Yeah.
And he proves that with his methods.
Yeah.
So helps prove that, you know. It's more of like an inspiration thing. So yeah. That was Reflections episode 12. Draining batteries. My batteries were drained editing that video because it was just like
well, it's hard to face, like, looking at yourself 4 years ago, because it's like you didn't know the things that you know now then. So like you can look at it now and be like, okay, I understand this. I know why I'm saying this. I know why I'm doing this. I know what I'm feeling. But like in that moment, I don't think we knew what we were feeling. We just were like doing. We just knew that we needed to like do something. And
that's important. That's obviously the most important thing. It's like a 1 foot in front of the other.
Right. Just keep going.
Just like when you're like, we're not even on a trail anymore. And I'm like, you think I've been here? I haven't been in this territory either.
Right.
And I also I just try to apply that now to, you know, to me, where it's like, oh, even if you don't know where you're going, you have to keep going.
Yeah.
Otherwise you can just turn around, go home and sit with it and not know that it does take you somewhere.
Yeah.
You know? But that's hard to do. That's the hardest. I don't know how to find it. I don't think you have to find it. I think it's in there all the time. That's part of what I'm trying to say. It's like that thing that always is there, generating this source of your why. Like it exists. You just have to kind of break down the things that prevent that from coming out. You have to get rid of the things that weigh you down, because it's like the emotional weight of just kind of the vicissitudes of life, the ups and downs of daily living was what was hard, and we had to do something different and break out. But we had to like carry all that with us, going camping at the same time.
Yeah.
And then slowly we got to decide what was and wasn't important. But having peace and quiet is how you do that. You go through your brain and say, okay, this isn't important to me. This is what is, you know, like this adds value to my life and this doesn't. But we at this time didn't really have that in our lives to be able to discern what was good for us or meaningful, you know. Well, we
were starting.
Yes.
But
But I thought of this last night too, because I thought a bunch about this video, what I'd say. But it was, instead of good and bad or right from wrong, it's more about like what feels natural versus unnatural is how I was like thinking of measuring life. You know, it's like it's natural for us to be doing what we're doing and like pursue something greater than ourselves. It's unnatural for us to extinguish that like light in us, because it normally ends up, and it's hard to notice once you're like in it, because we didn't see it when we were in it. But like if you sit in that forever, you know, then it just builds that feeling of like, I don't need to do anything, pursue that, need to go there, do that, you know, like it's hard though. But that's what I'm trying to convey in this series is I have no idea.
Basically like moving from survival to like thriving.
Yes. Yeah. Because we shouldn't have to be just surviving. That's what I was thinking at the time.
Yeah.
Like, why are we in survival mode all the time?
Yeah.
So, sorry to get so deep. I do that sometimes, but that's just if you're watching still at the end of this video, then I guess that's kind of what you might be sticking around for. So, anything else?
No, I think that's good.
It's just a long video, so
I'm sure this is long.
it'll be a long
So
one too.
It's probably about time to
They just keep getting longer.
wrap it up.
They'll get shorter at Zion because we're
Yeah.
going to break it up into days. So
Yeah.
that's going to be better for my mental health at
Yeah.
this stage in life where I just need to stop making 30-minute to hour long videos.
Yep.
It's good. It's natural. It's natural to just have natural little breaks worked in. Anyways, I'm done talking.
Zion's next week.
Zion's next. Well,
And then
yeah.
for a while after that.
Yep. So thanks for watching. Stick around. Stay tuned. Watch the journey across 8 years. The video, that's like the Zion trailer. So
It's
that's
called like the Narrow Adventure.
a narrow adventure. Yeah, that's Heather remembers things like that better than me. Watch that video and then watch Zion. Anyways, thanks. Go there, do that. So long.